Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Um, I know you are passing a very boring time in this lockdown time in our town, but we have nothing to do. We have to enjoy this. We have to utilize this time in our home by preparing our lessons properly, by praying salat, by reading Quran, and so on. So I hope you will utilize your time very properly, and you will prepare yourself for the Hafil exam very properly. Okay, so today I have came here to discuss with you about class 4 grammar builder. Okay, we have done up to 4.2, and now today we will discuss about 4.3. So please open your book, take your book and open unit 4.2. 4.2. This is about adjective. You know very well. In 4.1 and 4. We have done already 4.1 and 4.2, and here we have done about of the adjective, and now we will do another lesson on adjective. Okay, this is page number 50 and 51. Okay, adjective of comparison. What is adjective? You know very well what is adjective. Adjective is the describing word. What does adjective describes? Adjective describes the noun and pronoun very properly. So to describe the condition of noun and pronoun. So adjective of comparison. Sometimes we have to compare something with other persons, some person with other persons, some things with other things. Okay, and how we can compare this? We have to compare this between two persons or between lot of persons, between two things or between lot of things. Okay, so there is two criteria for comparison, that is adjective, superlative adjective and comparative adjective. We use three forms of adjective. First one is positive, and the second one is comparative adjective, and third one is superlative adjective. So comparative adjective we use when we compare something or some person between two. Okay, two person. If we want to compare something about two person, or if we want to compare something about two things, then we use comparative adjective. And if we want to compare something about lots of people or among many people or many things, then we use adjective of superlative adjective. So when we add er with an adjective, then it makes comparative adjective, and when we add est, it is superlative adjective. Suppose tall. Okay, tall is adjective. It is describing about the height or about the size of some person. Then when we add er with tall, it makes taller. That means when we compare two person about their height or about their size, this is comparative adjective, and then we use taller. And when we add est, it is superlative adjective. And when if we want to say someone, or if we want to describe someone, he is the tallest person, or he is tallest among all the people, then we use superlative degree, that is est. We use est after the adjective words. So now look at your book. Here is a checkpoint for you. Look, 1a. Dora is more helpful of the nurses, and second one is Dora is the most helpful of the nurses. What does it means? What does it means? Okay, first one there is more helpful, and second one it is most helpful of the nurses. Okay, of the nurses means all of the nurses. Here all is silent, but it means all of the nurses. Okay, so if we use more helpful, then it is wrong, because more we use when we compare between two persons. But here it is said that it is all the nurses, of the nurses, that means all of the nurses. So we cannot use here more, we have to use here most. And you have to keep it in your mind that when you will use some superlative degree, whatever it may be, tallest, it may be shortest, it may be highest, or it may be more beautiful, most beautiful, most helpful, most delicious, like this, then you will use the before the superlative adjective. We have read in our article that you have to use the before superlative adjective. Okay, now look, remember box. Here here is some here is some points for you, that is one syllable adjective and two syllable adjective. If there is two syllable or more syllable adjective, you know syllable very well, and if there is more syllables, two syllable or three syllable adjective, then we have to use most or more before most or more before the adjective word. We will not add er or est at the end of the word. Okay, so now we have to go to the exercise practice A in page number 1. Take the correct answer. Look, here are some sentences for you, and here are some boxes. Which one is correct, you have to put tick mark on that. Okay, the antique desk, first one, the antique desk is heavier or heaviest than the modern one. Then the modern one, here is this then. So the correct answer will be heaviest or heavier. Yes, it is heavier. Okay, so put tick mark beside the box of heavier. Okay, number 2, this patchwork quilt is the lovelier or loveliest of them all. Okay, carefully listen, of them all. So of them all means all, more than two. So here it will be loveliest. Then the prettier or prettiest twin sings well. Prettier or prettiest twin sings well. Look, here it is the. Okay, here it is the. So if it is the, then we must have to use here prettiest. Okay, then the prettiest twin sings well. Prettiest twin. Okay, there may be lots of twin or only one twin. So twins, then among the twins, this is the this twin sings best. That is why we will use superlative degree here. Then number 4, this restaurant has tastier or tastiest chicken pie in the area. In the area, so there is lots of restaurant, and among them this is the tastiest. So we have to use tastiest. And there is also another clue, that is, if there is the, then we obviously have to use superlative degree, because before comparative degree we should not use the. Okay, then number 5, I am the shortest in the family. I am the shortest in the family. Number 6, Abby's father is a fastest driver than my father. Then my father. Here is then. It is comparing between two persons, my father and his father. That is why here it will be faster. So put tick mark on faster. Number 7, I am slower or slowest than you on the computer. Okay, I am slower than you on the computer. It is, here is then, and we have to use comparative form of the adjective. Okay, then number 8. Alan looks smarter or smartest than his brother. Okay, than his brother, so it will be smarter. Then number 9. The more experienced or most experienced surgeon in that hospital operated on my grandmother. Okay, so it will be here is the and in that hospital, so all of the surgeons, it is he is the best or most experienced, that is why we will use here most experienced. Then number 10. My brother's room is a mess. Okay, it is messier or messiest than mine. Okay, it is comparing between two persons, my and my brother, so it will be messier. Okay, then exercise B. Fill in the blanks with the correct forms of the words in the bracket. Okay, then Mary, first one, Mary is cleverer than Rita in spelling. It is done for you. Number 2, Jason is the word is adjective is big. The Jason is dash than his father. So Jason is bigger than his father. It is comparing between two person. Then number 4. This apple is juicy then that one. Then it is here it is then, so we will use the comparative form of juicy. The comparative form is juicy is juicier. The spelling will be Jucier, juicier. Okay. Then Rina is more practical among her sisters. Rina is more practical among her sisters. We use here more because practical. This is 3-syllable adjective and we have to use more or most before 3-syllable adjective. That is why it is more practical. Okay. Then Adam is taller than Gray. Then Gray. That is why it is comparing. Comparative adjective. So Adam is taller than Gray. My father is more patient than my uncle. Then number 8. This tiger is older than that one. Number 9. Your stereo is louder in the loudest. Your stereo is loudest in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. That means in the neighborhood, how many stereo are there? Among them, your stereo is louder. Okay. Then this is sweeter. This is sweetest chocolate I have ever tasted. Okay, this is sweetest chocolate I have ever tasted. Why it is sweetest? Because here it is ever tasted. It is written ever tasted. So I have tasted lots of chocolates and among them it is the sweetest. Okay, then number 11, the cheesecake is more delicious than the sponge cake. Do you love cheesecake? Okay, fine. I also love cheesecake. So I think you have understood this truth lesson, and like this you have to complete C exercise practice C. Here is some persons who is taller, who is shorter. Look at the book. Here is some persons. Okay, and here is some clue, and you have to just fill in the gaps by using the clue. What is written here? Okay, here is the name are written, and you have to fill in the blanks by using these clues. Okay, and practice D, that is also rarest. You do it very well. I know that. I know my students can do it very well. Okay, so by reading the names of cheesecake, delicious cakes, chocolate, I think you feel hungry now, right? So you can go for eat your favorite cake now, and please stay well, stay home and stay safe. Utilize your time very properly. Okay, and in the next class I will discuss about 4.5. Okay, so till then please take care, stay well, and Allah Hafiz.